Right, a very warm welcome everybody. We'll get back into those answers very shortly, and if you haven't quite finished, no matter, because we can capture the remaining answers. Right, warm welcome. My name's Chris Peter. I've been teaching and training since 1987, so that's a few years now. Initially, I left school at 16 and I became a mining engineer. So I did a 4-year apprenticeship in a coal mine, just over 2,000 feet underground, and did that for about 5 or 6 years, and went back into college in my early 20s, got some qualifications and became a college lecturer. And after a few years I became the training manager for the college, and that's what got me into teacher training, because initially I taught business studies and finance and accounting. So I really enjoyed teacher training. It's something I hadn't considered that my career would go, and in 2004 started my own business, and that's all I've been doing since 2004, running teacher training programs with my internal verifier as well. So hopefully if you want to get through the program quite quickly, then I can allow you to do that. It's entirely up to you. So looking at the distances you've travelled, I think I've got an idea on the answer to this, but how far have you come from generally? Where have you all come from? From Liverpool?
Boston area.
Boston area, so that's not too far away then?
Just under 2 hours.
Yeah, it's not far in miles, but it takes a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what is it, 50 miles or something? 60 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've all come from the Boston
Yeah, I'm
area?
from Boston, yeah.
Excellent.
We're local.
All right, you
Based
two are
here,
local?
yeah, based here.
All right, excellent. So within 5 or 10 miles-ish, somewhere around there? Yeah, excellent. Right, well, I live in near Margate in Kent, so I came up last night, just like you came yesterday there, John. So let's kick off then. So we're looking in the introductory pack. Now before we look at it in more depth, you may be wondering, what are all these bits of plastic on the table? So Dave, you can just hold up for a minute.
Yep.
Any idea what they are?
Are they for reading purposes, dyslexia and that kind of thing? Help with that?
Yes. Some people have a condition where they can't read black writing on a white background. And often, but not always, it may be part of the condition of being dyslexic, difficulty with reading. Now what I always do, I always put these plastic things on the desk because some people find reading quite a slow chore. And once they realise actually it's not me being slow, it's the fact that it's black writing on a white background. And some people have found the right colour, because it has to be the right colour for you, that's why I put a selection there. And they're away. Probably for the first time in their lives they can read fluently, and a lot more quicker than they could before. And Dave, I think you use them quite regularly, is that right?
Yeah, I teach, I train, I'm a trainer at the moment, and I train on the SQA, for the what we call PDP, Petroleum Delivery Passport.
Right.
So I do use them quite frequently when I'm filling forms and things like that out, because if I can read what I'm doing, then I can answer the question better.
Yes.
Basically, and I also use a computer a lot.
Or with the accessibility settings.
Yeah, so sometimes I just overlay them onto the computer. They work just as well for me when I'm teaching, going off PowerPoints and things like that. It works for me.
I notice you've brought your own 2 colours today.
Yeah.
And can we just show your colleagues what the 2 colours are?
I use those.
Now you might think, well, they're entirely different. What's going on? So Dave, what is going on?
So I find when it's black on white, the yellow actually makes it all stand out for me when I put the overlay onto it. And if I'm using the computer, because the computer's got slightly darker background, the blue actually lightens it up for whatever reason. Don't ask me why, I don't know if it's pigmentation or whatever, or the light, but it just makes it stand out for me.
Yeah, interesting.
But then sometimes in the afternoon I use the blue on black and white because, as you say, you get tired a little bit
Yes.
and it changes slightly for me.
Absolutely, and other people have said that to me. In the morning they have one colour, get tired in the afternoon, and then they need another colour. So I'll just say, if you want to experiment during the day, it's there for you to experiment with, and I'll tidy them away later on, but if you want to keep one during the course, you're very welcome to. Right, looking at the introductory pack, it also has the day one information too. Could I just ask you to flick through it, just get a feeling for what's in it? So you'll notice there's quite a lot of information, because today is quite an intensive day. There's also lots of blank bits, so you will be filling this pack in during the day with information collected from me and your colleagues. So please feel free to scribble all over this. This pack is yours, as is the textbook that's on your desk. So this is yours to do whatever you want with. So scribble all over it, make it yours. So it's yours to do whatever you want with it. And sometimes if you put your own notes on it, it makes more sense to you. So do what you need to do in the packs. And for that reason, on the front of each pack, because you'll get 2 more, there's space for you to write your own name, so that you maintain your own pack, because you will be getting up and about during the day. And you want to make sure you maintain your own pack. Right, when you're ready, I'm looking at page 3, where we've got some welcome information. So you've got my name, my contact details, fire health and safety. Just a quick word about trailing wires. There's quite a few trailing wires dotted around, so just be quite nimble and look out for where you step. So there's a wire certainly here, and there's a wire just here as well. Now, health and safety, is there a fire drill that we need to be aware of?
It has already been done today. They didn't tell us they were doing it, so we got a bit of panic when we got the alarm come up. But yes, the drill has been done today, so there should not be a drill
For the rest of the week?
for the rest of the week. It's normally Wednesday at 10 o'clock, but they did it at 9 o'clock this morning, gave us all a fright.
Oh, did they? Did I?
No, it was over the other
It's
side of the
10
building,
o'clock,
so you wouldn't hear the alarm this
Oh, I
side. So
see.
there's different alarms on different types of the site.
All right.
So if you hear an alarm, it will be this building specifically at least.
I've got you. And is there a ammonia alarm as well?
There is a ammonia alarm, it's an intermittent one, so please don't confuse the intermittent alarm with the type you get in other buildings, which means you sit put until somebody tells you different. If you hear any sort of alarm here, get out. The assembly point is literally over there, big green sign on the telegraph pole.
Excellent.
If there is an ammonia leak, we have to stay upwind of it, and the marshals might move you around a bit.
Yeah.
And we might have to go down and sort the panels out and deal with some things, so we might technically disappear, but stand over there until you hear the all clear or somebody tells you otherwise.
That sounds good. We're in good hands.
Yeah. So,
What else have we got?
toilets,
Housekeeping. Yes, that's it. The toilets and refreshments.
toilets over there.
Now, I think I've shown people who don't work here where they are.
Where they are.
And you 3 do know where they are.
We hopefully know what they
Yeah.
are.
Yes. And there's tea and coffee facilities down the road there. And are we able to
Yes, you
use
can
these?
use those. There's a sort of pod machine there with the little sachets. There's fresh water every morning, but there is also tea and coffee making in the canteen down
Excellent.
there. We do normally have a hot food canteen on site, but temporarily we're having a change of ownership at the moment, so there is no hot food canteen on site today.
Ownership of the
Of
people
the-
in the cafe.
Yeah, they're changing over, unfortunately. Hopefully they're going to restart on Monday. So if you haven't bought anything, there is a Tesco's just down the road. Literally 5 minutes down the road, lunchtime. If you
No,
need a Tesco's
I
and a
think
sandwich.
Mark told me that
Has he got
lunch would be
Oh, he's got lunch
provided.
provided. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
It usually is.
That's fine. Mark, they're usually good. I've got sandwiches just in case, but yeah.
Yeah, I have as well. Yeah, quite sure.
it's,
But I think Mark told me that there would be sandwiches. It usually comes around midday-ish.
we can check at break time. We'll go down
Yeah.
reception and check for you.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Thank you very much. If you've got a phone, could I ask you to pop it onto silent? because then it won't disturb what we're doing, but you're very welcome to pop outside and take a call and make calls if you wish to. Now, looking at the programme itself, we're starting today, and we're here until Friday, and we should be finished by about 12:30 on Friday, after which time you can go, because you've got something to plan and prepare for the following Monday. So what's happening a week today? Sorry, a week on Monday. Next Monday, actually. What's happening on Monday? You're doing the micro teach. So you'll be planning, preparing to deliver a short training session between 20 and 25 minutes on Monday. Now, I don't know if you noticed, how long might that take to plan and prepare for?
7 hours?
Down to 15 hours.
No,
Quite a while.
I mentioned 3 to 10-ish. The average seems to be around 6 or 7-ish hours. So just to flag that up, for some people it's not an issue, but for some people, other people, they don't know how to put a lot into it and do the best they can. So I'm just flagging that up. That's why we're finishing at 12:30 on the Friday. And if you've got a bit of time over the weekend, it will allow you to add to it as well, perhaps. See how you feel. So if you're doing the micro-teaching session then on Monday next week, what on earth's happening on the last day, next Tuesday?
Discussing the other 2 assignments.
We'll be discussing and you'll be doing them. So you'll make a start on the assignment work. So there'll be a bit to finish off from the Monday, self-evaluation as to how you thought your own session went and so on. You'll get a video as well of what you did, and that might be useful to look at it over the weekend to do the self-evaluation perhaps. It's entirely up to you. And then we'll make a start on the rest of the assignment work so we can get as much done as we can perhaps. So it's quite a good opportunity to have that day on the Tuesday dedicated and focused on getting as much assignment work as you can do before you depart. So that usually works out quite well. Looking at the scheduling then, on page 3, we're going to kick off every day at 9:15, 15-minute break mid-morning, and then we'll have a lunch for about 45 minutes. These are all provisional times. After we come back for lunch then, another break mid-afternoon-ish, and then we should be finished by 4:45 at the latest on most days. Obviously, apart from Friday, we'll be finishing at 12:30. Could I ask you to read the final bit at the bottom there, the ground rules? These are quite important. Now, why are reviewing ground rules quite important, particularly at the beginning of the course, especially when people don't know each other?
just there's no offence. No
Yeah.
extensive offence.
And if people are feeling offended, what might be the knock-on effect on their own ability to learn effectively be? Yeah, it's going to be reduced, isn't it? So we're going to disenfranchise some people from perhaps achieving what they want to achieve if they're feeling alienated by simple stuff, behaviour and language. Obviously, if you have to get to protocols and legislation, then you've failed, haven't you? Because it's gone past that stage. So ground rules, really, really important. Right, any immediate questions before we march on to the quiz? Please stop me at any time if you have any questions. Now on page 4 you've got an overview of my own qualifications